You've heard me too now. I'm single and straight, and with a voice this high, one of those is misleading. Usually after comedy shows, I'll go hit on women, and they're so confused. They're like, is he going to ask me on a date, or does he want to go shoe shopping? I'm old enough to know what the Muppet shows was, so like I used to take, so in other words, I used to take Facebook quizzes, and I took one a while back that was, which stand-up comedian are you? And I was like, all right, cool, this is maybe I'll get one of my favorites. You know, Jim Gaffigan, John Mulaney, Jerry Seinfeld. I got Ellen DeGeneres. Kind of makes sense. I mean, we're both cleanish, seem like nice people. Shock the world when we say we're into women. Last week I missaid that joke and I said, shock the world when we were into men, and people were like, we know it. I like my I'm not gay but sound like it joke, but there's always one person in the audience, usually the most redneck looking person in the audience, usually the most redneck looking, and usually like they want to laugh at my jokes because they're funny, but if I'm gay, they won't laugh at my jokes. Because I don't know if you know this about gay people, sir, but if you laugh at a gay person's joke, you become gay. It's science. So, like, usually after the show, they'll come up to me like, so, you know, are you? I'm like, am I what? And they're like, are you gay? And this one time I said, only if you are. And he gave me his phone number. And we're going out for drinks next Tuesday. Because I like free food. Ladies, don't judge me. We know how you work. But my thing is, like, everything about you, whether you're, like, a fan of it or not, can be used to your advantage. Like, the things that you don't like about yourself sometimes are perfect. Like, so I've always been self-conscious of my high voice. I got made fun of it for a lot when I was in middle school and last week. Like, I get made fun of it all the time. But it legitimately saved my life one time. I was in a sketchy biker bar. Like, all the bikers that were there, they looked like they just got out of prison and came to the bar. We were doing a comedy show there. I even asked the bartender when I got there, I was like, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened here? And she was like, last week, that guy stabbed that guy. I was like, all right. So after the show, I'm hitting on the bartender. She's hitting back. Things are going well. She leans into me, and she says, just so you know, my boyfriend's here and I don't even care. Which is not what I wanted to hear at that bar. I was like, how am I getting out of the situation, right? So I leaned back into her and I said, just so you know, my boyfriend's here and I don't care either. And that's how I was able to get out alive and come tell jokes to you guys with the rusty nails. So give it up for me for not being dead. It's my high voice superpower. My big thing when I perform now, though, is I want to make sure the ladies don't feel uncomfortable around me and awkward. I've learned that I'm not intentionally creepy, but sometimes I open my mouth and say things in a way that's really creepy. And I'll give you an example. Several weeks ago, we were doing a comedy show, full house, much like this, not a seat to spare. This lady comes up to me, she puts her drink on the high top table, and she looks at me and she says, can I leave my drink here? What I should have said was like, sure, no problem. But I wanted her to feel safe. So I looked her in the eyes and said, sure, I won't drug it. Right. So she picked her drink up and went to a different table. That's fair. I had a dream recently, and in my dream, I met my soulmate, the girl of my dreams. I met her, she literally was in my dream, and I knew I had to tell her, like, hey, I'm in love with you, we belong together, you complete me, that kind of stuff. And so I said, I love you, and she says, I love you too, like a brother. Friend zoned in my own dream, so that's something. And then I woke up, and later that week, I was hitting on a lady. I said, hey, we should go out sometime. And she said, psh, in your dreams? I'm like, no, not even there. You'd be surprised. No, I know it's, I know I usually work clean jokes, but I just want to prepare you guys for the comedians you're going to have. Sometimes we get a little dirty. Sometimes we talk about sex. Sometimes it gets kind of gross. People might talk about their masturbatory habits. They also might use real words. So I thought if it was okay with you guys, I'd tell you about my sex life. Do you want to hear about my sex life? Yeah. So many dudes are like, please no. I just, usually I get like a yes, but that was like a no. Well, I'll go ahead and tell you anyway. I'm a virgin. I wish there was, that's weird sorry for the letdown, I guess. I don't know. I wish there was more shock when I said that. But everyone looks at me and like they give me the same response that you would give someone who just explained to you a magic trick. They're like, oh, that makes sense. People always ask, like, is it because of your faith? Is it because you're a Christian? I'm like, yeah, it started like that, but it just kind of kept going. Like, I'm nobody's one-night stand. I'm just self-aware. Don't, like, feel bad. That guy's so quiet, because all of you are like, he's right. He is. I'm not just a one-night, like, I'm not a one-night stand guy, not just because of principle, but because of probability as well. You're like, he's not even telling jokes now. He's just spitting facts. Well, you know, there's facts with Drew. There's a lot of different religions out there, a lot of different interpretations of what happened after you die. There's too many religions out there. Like, recently I asked this lady what her religion was, and she said, I identify as an emotional alchemist and an energy witch. And I was like, I asked for your religion, not your Dungeons and Dragons character. But there's a lot of religions out there with a lot of different theories on the end times, and like, I'm cool with, like, if reincarnation is true, like, that'd be kind of cool. I'm a Christian, so I believe in, like, the Christian form of heaven. But the one I really don't want to be true is the Islamic form of heaven, because I don't want to die and end up with someone else's 40 virgins. Like, that would be so awkward for both of us. He would be like, what the heck? I'd be like, bro, I'm so sorry. It was 2022. Everyone was doing it except for me. This is part of the joke that nobody laughs at, Holly. I was like, it was either me or the baby, so. Some jokes are just for you as the performer, like you said. I can't wait to see everyone's face on this. A little bit about me before I leave. I'll leave you guys with a few more banger jokes if you're okay with it. We have a great show. We have great performers coming up. Here's another fun fact about me is I just left a career of 15 years as a youth pastor to be a stand-up comedian. And I'll go ahead and answer the question you all are wondering. You're wondering two of them. Yes, I still believe in God. And no, I didn't. Only one? That's going to be a weird one to explain to friends later. So, and then the other joke I was going to leave you with is one of my least favorite things youth pastors used to do was when you hear them at speaking at conferences, they'd always like show you the picture of their families, right, before like introducing you, and you'd be like them and their wife and their 3 kids, the first of which being adopted to let you know that they're holier than you. And then they would always introduce their wife as, this is my smoking hot wife. I heard that all the time. And like, what am I supposed to do with that information? Someone can go up to you after the church service like, hey, great message. Also, your wife is smoking hot. I would totally do her in the confines of marriage. Well, guys, I've had so much fun with you all. My name's Drew. Are you guys ready for our host? Let me get the energy back up for him before I bring him back. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, keep that clock going. Mr. Monty Hicks is here for him.
Get up for my Christian comedian right there, everybody. Don't do that for him, I'm just kidding. No, I love Drew. Drew is amazing. Y'all follow him on TikTok. He's fucking hilarious.
At Drew Davis Comedy.
Whatever he just said twice. So, Drew Davis, TikTok, hilarious. And he does. Praise Jesus. Look, I don't know why I'm doing this. So, raise the roof on Jesus. Any weed smokers in the house? I heard the funniest weed nickname ever. You put your hands up and your legs. Motherfucker, put your legs down. I heard the funniest weed nickname ever. I was playing PlayStation with my cousin, playing some Madden, and he got a phone call. He said, my boy, is coming over here in a few minutes. He said, you'll see. We go back to playing PlayStation and knock on the door. The crew showed up. I'm like, see, I told you. I mean, shit. You're supposed to laugh at these jokes. But we can come over there. Go sit in the car. Matter of fact, go get in the trunk. So anyway, y'all ready for another comedian? No. Y'all ready for another comedian? Say, hell yeah. Y'all ready for another comedian? Say, hell yeah. Put your hands together for my man, Mr. Brandon Shorty Rice. Look at Tennessee, baby, Tennessee.
What's up, everybody? Give it up for the Black Ninja Turtle one more time. Give it up for everybody's gonna stand on stage and make an ass of herself tonight. I bet y'all don't make a bigger ass than I do. What about this orange I'm wearing? How many Tennessee fans we got? It don't fucking matter if you Tennessee fans or not. We're big part and I'm fucking happy about it. Rape whistle. I don't want nobody to be trying to grab me neither. You hear me? I got a buddy in here that's pretty big, by the way. So, everybody ready for winter? No? I don't like winter neither because I can't show my six-pack abs off. And it ain't from smoking meth neither, y'all. You know what I mean? Okay, is anybody educated in here? Does anybody watch the fucking Discovery Channel? It don't matter if you do or not, I'm still going to tell you. A mollusk, it's a fish. Okay, this fish travels all the way from Alaska to Chile to get laid, right? To breed. I bet a lot of y'all motherfuckers drive that far to get some pussy, nonsense. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what, I've witnessed 3 goat fuckings, Jesus walking on water, and you know what I seen the other day? I seen a 7-foot midget drowning a fucking fish. Now, ain't that some shit, you know what I mean? How many ladies we got in the house that like to have sex? You know you'll catch a disease from that shit, don't you? You know what I mean? But no, sex is a good thing if you know what you're doing. I ain't got no teeth. How many women's got roses in here? Yeah, that's exactly what I got, except mine's a real one, you know what I mean? Alright. Houston Oilers pulled it out today, didn't they? That's something that y'all should be proud of, you know what I mean? Houston Oilers, you throw that shit from Houston, you know what I mean? But no, let's see, what else we got tonight? We got all kinds of stuff Shorty can talk about, you know what I mean? How many people's ever been strung out on a boat before?
Not this week.
Not this week? Trying to quit? I'll tell you the best way to quit, go to jail. Right? But they call California soda where you smoke pot but don't do nothing else. That's me, I'm California soda, you know what I mean? But let me ask y'all a question. You think Shorty looks like Rob Benedict got a needle instead of a skateboard for Christmas? Or does Shorty look like a microwave Kenny Chesney? What about that one? Or what about Mark Wahlberg smoking meth instead of cooked hamburgers? Is that a good one? How many lesbians we got in the house tonight? Alright, damn, y'all are all up there. Can y'all start now or y'all want to wait till after I say it? Okay, that's fine, whatever. But anyway, people remember the Cartoon House, right? Everybody remembers Alf, right? That's what I call lesbians nowadays. They fed Alf house cats, y'all. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah. And women, while we're on the subject of women, how many of y'all ever bitched at a man for not being able to keep his dick up? Oh, so y'all just fucking went little it, right? That's a lie. Y'all bitch like a motherfucker when you can't keep his dick up. You know what? Y'all just have to lay there and get stabbed like Ted Bundy done them Florida State girls. You know what I mean? It's hard to keep something up when you're 50 years old and it looks like a big carrot commercial. Y'all seen that commercial? Ain't that some shit? I didn't know there was a bent dick in real life, but I sure as hell wouldn't take no fucking pill for it. I'd be happy to have a bent dick. Then I could maybe hit the G-spot once, right? Yeah, you know what I mean? I like big women. I love big women. You know why? Because I like to be able to not see myself behind them. You know what I mean? It's fun doing that too, you know what I mean? Big women love you, you know what I mean? Because they cook for you. They cook for you. I like to eat. I smoke pot. I like to eat. It don't look like I eat shit, does it? But I do eat. But, yeah, you know what I mean? I like women. If you ain't never throw a Twinkie up after sex, you need to try it one time. And how many people has ever been in a bedroom with somebody bigger than them and the bed, you kind of go to the middle or whichever side they're sleeping on? Yeah, I'm sleeping in the middle of the fucking bed all the time. Who wants to hear a story about Shorty?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Y'all don't want to hear true stories? Alright. I was in jail one time. I've been a lot, but this was one time. I had a guy owed $90 in jail, and in jail, if anybody knows, you gotta pay your fucking debt. If you don't pay your debt, you'll get fucked. Which, I paid my fucking debt, put it that way. Anyway, so we told him, he was like, we'll put a tattoo on you and we'll clear your whole set. Well, we got to pick the tattoos that we put on this man. Now we're trying to think of the fucked up thing. Fairies, fucking monsters, we're thinking of goddamn Care Bears, anything. So we think of a dick tattoo, ladies and gentlemen. We put a dick and 2 balls on this dude's lower back. Next morning, I have for the fucking guard that runs the fucking jail, Barbara Scaff. She looks like Charlie Brown with a fucking bowl cut. Like literally, she's got bigger balls than most men does, and I'm not talking about Jenny Lee. But no, she come back and she's like, what the fuck you want, Shirley? And I was like, look, Dylan, turn around and show Barb. Now I can get in trouble for this. She said, Dylan, you need to turn around and show me you're going the fucking hole. He had to get up. Now ladies and gentlemen, he had to get up and show the goddamn woman his 2 dicks and balls on his back. Ladies and gentlemen, I got charged for that fucking shit because it got word on the street to his mother. When I went to court, you know what the judge said? Nobody, no clue. The judge was like, if he's stupid enough to listen, I put 2 dicks and the balls on his back, then he deserves to wait the rest of his fucking life. Ladies and gentlemen, good enough for Monty. If you like me, you love me, my name's Tony City, guys. Follow me on everything. Drugs are bad. Smoke pot.
You know, weed is pot. Weed is drugs. Thank you. You know that many times for Tony City Life, everybody. The sheriff motherfucker I know. He called him short. Oh, snap. Okay, I was wrong. So, I know. Oh, shit. How y'all doing? Y'all still with me? In the back, y'all still with me? But, look, I like your hat. Not you. Hey, I need some more alcohol, please. This show goes a whole lot better without drinking alcohol. Hey, do y'all agree? So, give me a shot of water on everybody. Thank you, I appreciate that. A double shot of water on everybody. Not you, preacher. I love it. How are you doing? I'm not gonna mess with you too bad. What are you drinking? Bud Light? I can't breathe that far away. Is it these Bud Light? Okay. Let me go. I'm gonna buy you a shot of Mick Ultra. Just shake your head. I don't know. Fuck with tissue chicken up on these lights. Are you ready for another comedian? Say hell yeah? Yeah! One more time, say hell yeah? Yeah! Put your hands together for my lesbian comedian, a female comedian. I should have let the lesbian put out. You'll figure it out. Put your hands together for Emily. I don't even know how to pronounce her last name. Yamanowski? No, Nakanishi. That's close enough. So put your hands together for Emily. Let her hear. Clap your hands.
Well, I guess since he told you, you already know I'm gay. Which means, of course, according to Drew, that if you laugh at any of my jokes, congratulations, you've come out of the closet. Okay, before I get started, I do want to say something real quick. It's kind of important. I have epilepsy, which means that I might seize, and I'm definitely going to make jokes about it. And I want you to know that tonight you have permission to be a bad person and laugh at the disabled person. Take my jokes as an opportunity to really, especially about my epilepsy, really just seize that moment to laugh and relax and have a good night. That said, I have a bad memory, so. Some people don't like it when I make jokes about my disability, to be honest. They're like, oh man, that's offensive to people with seizures. I'm like, motherfucker, I am people with seizures. My wife really enjoys the built-in vibrating feature. We actually just got married in June. It's the biggest joke I ever had to follow through on my life. So here's the thing. We got married in June. We had a beautiful reception in Missouri after we had our beautiful wedding at a UPS with a 19-year-old who notarized the certificate. And then after that, we went on our honeymoon. And I just want you guys to know it was amazing. It was beautiful. And it was a blur, but that could have been because I was in a coma. I spent my entire honeymoon at TriStar Summit. Beautiful, exotic TriStar Summit. 2 out of 5 stars. Would not recommend. Incidentally, that's why I'm also missing this tooth. But I figure that's okay because I'm in Tennessee. I might as well blend in. And since I have the seizures, I've had to figure out new ways to enjoy things I like comedy. Lights and I don't get along. However, my mom had Post Malone tickets for last weekend. It was the concert where he fell. I feel really bad, like that was my fault or something. And she's excited, right? We got these tickets, we gotta go. So I weekend at Bernie's it. And then I got really, really stoned. I did. And then just because I'm a glutton for punishment, I'm also working on a haunted house right now. And it's incredible. It's the most confidence-boosting thing I've ever seen in my life. You don't know power until you make a grown man piss himself because you come out the door at the right time. There's nothing like it. Honestly, if this is how Freddie and Jason feel all the time, they should probably look into life coaching. I don't know what I'm going to do to get this high later. I'll probably actually have to become a serial killer. I lost on the notes. But yeah, if you ever have self-esteem issues, definitely do the haunted house thing. It's awesome. I get dressed up, I look really, really ugly, and then dudes come by, because it's always dudes, the girls are not afraid. We've seen scarier shit once a month. It's in our brains. Dudes though, oh man, they come in, they're talking tough, right? Like, I'm not scared of anything, and then I'm like, hello, and they're like, ah! I made a guy flat out do a matrix. He did not do a backflip. He went into the arms of his girlfriend to get away from me. It was awesome. Which honestly just leads me to believe that maybe I should start scaring people full time. Maybe I should just make it like a thing in my life. Do you like to be scared? Do you like to be scared?
You scared me already.
It's the gay, isn't it? It's gonna rub off. I won't do that for you, honey. I just said I'm gay. So here's the thing about being the queer cousin. I lost a lot of friends and family when I got married. And I just want you to know, we're the sleeper agents. Don't piss us off. Because not only I'm bisexual, right? So if you piss me off, I will not only steal your girlfriend, I will steal your boyfriend, your daddy, your mama. I'm going to catch them all. We're going to fuck the whole family. I wasn't planning on that one. But yeah, oh boy, you can't scare us. People on the street say scary things to us other than like, I tolerate you, but I don't condone your lifestyle. Shut the fuck up, you do meth. I am a happily married woman, and you do meth. But okay, I'm unguilty. You're in prison for assault. But yeah, I'm an abomination. Shorty just did the set, right? Right? And I just want to say, is he in here?
Probably smoking weed.
Oh yeah, of course he is. Shorty mentioned he really called himself that when he's like, have you ever been with a girl? Like, girls, have you ever been with a guy and you have to, like, help him keep it up? No, that's not a problem I have. Gentlemen, if that's a problem you have, don't talk about it. You are broadcasting to every woman or gay man in the vicinity that maybe you are not the ideal bed partner. That said, I will have you know that my wife's cock is always hard ready to go once she straps it in. And I'm inherently a better boyfriend, girlfriend, because I know my way to the laundry room, the dishwasher, and the clitoris. Huh? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. That's all I got for tonight. If you would like to see more of me, no, not OnlyFans. I gave that up a while ago. I am on Facebook as I Am So Tired and Gay. Please do.
You one more time. Oh my God. Come get it. You go, girl. Woo! I didn't spike it. What? Nobody does. Give it everybody one more time, everybody. Hey, everybody tries this, and we love it. It's awesome. Who knows? Hey, put your feet in the air. Drinks in the air.
Mine empty.
Well, hey, you better get some water over there. Take care of your bartender waist staff here with no waist staff. Take care of your bartenders. They will hook you up with a free shot of water from me. So, shut up, motherfuckers. All right, y'all still having fun with me? Yeah. One more time, y'all still having fun? Yeah. Fuck y'all. Y'all still having fun tonight? Hello. 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 I know how to spell it. Oh shit, he showed up. No, don't piss, motherfucker. No. Alright, y'all ready for another comedian say hell yeah? Y'all ready for another comedian say hell yeah? Thank y'all for coming to this comedy show. Put your hands together for my girl, Holly Amber. Come on up here, Holly Amber. Let her hear, let her hear.
A minute ago, when he said put your drink in the air, I misunderstood him. I thought he said put your dick in the air. I don't know if that, or maybe it's been a while for me. I don't know. I should probably also mention I am 75% heterosexual. Nobody's that straight. I'm sorry to tell you. This is what you want at the comedy show. Nobody is that straight. But on all the dating apps, I just changed it to all genders because I can not talk to women just as easily as I'm not talking to them, right? Okay. I was pretty excited about this show, obviously. So I even drew on eyebrows. And as a ginger, I have no idea where they're supposed to go. I have to set the timer on my Fitbit. This is a Fitbit because I have to get 10,000 steps every single day. Because if I don't, nothing happens and nobody cares. I took a 5-hour energy shot and then I refilled that with vodka. 5 times. All right. One of the sexiest thing about a ginger is the heat stroke. I just walk outside in the sun, just spontaneously combust. I'm pretty sure that's where they got that whole gingers or witches thing. So, my daughter had a baby. In other news, my daughter has asked me to stop referring to myself as a gilf on the internet. Have fun, so thank you. Okay. I think it's great that they have the men's room right there with the door open and everything. You don't have a microphone, but no, it's probably illegal. I don't know. Anyway, so it's just weird, you know, with having a grandchild, just thinking there's someone out there that thinks of me as Xena, warrior princess. Because that's what I asked them to call me. And the thing is that's a real slow burn, because it's going to take decades for them to get that shit. Decades. I'm probably going to be dead, and we're going to be talking about my funeral, and we're going to find out why I've been doing that, punking them basically their entire life. People will ask me how old I am, but they don't ask it like that. They don't say how old are you. They say, how old are you? Mostly because I'm saying shit like that. And in answer to that, I would like to say, gather whippersnappers. I don't dare your stories of the olden days. Back in my day, Taco Bell didn't even have potatoes. It just refried these far as I could see. Had the road speak through miles of them. Uphill both ways. Like the rest of my pocket patch kids that time of charge. Oh, man. I don't know what the age difference has to be considered a cougar, but I'm probably going to need a bigger litter box. So are we all, I mean, I'm pretty sure that, I believe that weed should be legal. Are we on the same page with this? And here's why. I didn't even do a drug until I was 40. Because I was waiting for my kids to be old enough to buy it for me. Right? Right? So my daughter made brownies, okay? She made brownies, and she wasn't really good at the ratios, and I didn't know I was good anyway, so it's like, first it was like doing nothing. Nothing. And then I can't feel my hands. And I like my hands, you know? I feel like I would get more enjoyment out of it if we made it legal and we could, like, yeah, give me back my hands. All right, so has anyone ever, they have glow-in-the-dark condoms. Has anyone ever used a glow-in-the-dark condom? Drew? No? No, you haven't? That's the thing, is we were, yeah, so we were, like, there was like a little bowl all full of, like, glow-in-the-dark condoms, and that is both hilarious and terrifying, isn't it? Can you just imagine in the dark just having that bouncing, glowing in the dark at you? I don't know, it would still be funny to me, would it not?
Nobody wants to look at that.
Nobody wants to look at what? You don't want to look at the dick, whether it's got a glow-in-the-dark condom or not?
Nobody wants to look at that.
I mean, that's true. Nobody wants that. It doesn't matter what you're into.
I don't even want to look at it.
Of course not. Another thing, okay, so when I was a kid, I was madly in love with Mr. Spock. For a whole month, I lived as a Vulcan. I didn't show any emotion. I didn't even crack a smile. Nobody noticed. I had some trouble sleeping last night. You know when you wake up in the middle of the night, just like out of nowhere, and you're thinking, there is probably a Shark Week pool. I'm sure there is. You're watching it? Alright, so I lost some weight not too long ago. I was doing something called intermittent fasting. You guys heard that? It's basically where I only eat between certain hours. So it's like I'll eat like the first time like 10:30, 11, then I set like between that and 7. Alright? So basically I'm just skipping breakfast. I joined a Facebook group for intermittent fasters. And you can probably already guess what a train wreck this is going to be. Because people be like, well, can I put Splenda in my coffee? And he's like, you could. But that's dirty fasting. Why are you trying to make it sound better? And then they have this thing called dry fasting. Alright, that means that you don't, like during the time that you're fasting, you don't drink water, you don't bathe, you don't brush your teeth. First of all, ew. Second of all, I didn't gain weight through osmosis. It's not like I just fell in a vat of macaroni and cheese. What happened? I don't mean to brag, but I have really bad taste in men. I think I've realized that I'm actually just attracted to the red flags. I'm just like, hey baby, you got a red flag in your pocket and you just happen to see me. I had a brief relationship with one of those, like, those inflatable things in the parking lot one time. But you know what, I'm going to leave you, I deserve better. I'm going to have a relationship with that traffic cone right there. And I'm high Amber, that's where I'll be.
Give it one more time for Holly Amber, everybody. Oh my God. I love her again. She's awesome. Hey, where's Denise? Denise! I love you, baby. Come here, Denise. Hey, this is a free show. So, hey, I got this church Sunday, and let's hear your deposits. I hope you laugh. So, everybody needs cash when we get home. That's all I'm saying. I just drove it. Oh, so anyway, I would love to have $16 from everybody. So anyway, what I said was, give your donations to Denise. And you better believe it. So, what I said was, I think a lot, and this is my, thank you, Denise. Get up for Denise, everybody. Hey! So, are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for some black comedians? Yes. Okay, not me. Y'all ready? Yeah. Y'all ready for a black comedian? Okay, not me. Again, hey, how you doing, homie? Yeah, you good? All right. That's why black people do good. They just, what up, homie?
Beat your ass.
You know what? Everybody's comedian in my house. So anyway, y'all ready for a perfect comedian? Alright, this is looking for my girl. We do a podcast called Sipping and Tripping. You ever heard of it? No. This is looking for my girl Sharon Cooper. Y'all hear it, everybody let her hear it. Keep it going, I don't know. Keep it going. Keep it. Fuck you, man, to move. Every time my motherfucker come here is a whole disappointment. I'm sick of this shit. But you better be motherfuckers glad I love you, because, you know, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't fuck with y'all. I'm just saying. So, how everybody doing tonight? Can I get y'all to quit discussing stuff and record me? Excuse me. Scare me. Hey, y'all, please, one of y'all, both of y'all, somebody. Can I get a recording in this bitch? Thank you very much. How y'all doing in the back? I guess y'all don't hear me right now. I ain't gonna get too loud because, you know, I do have a big mouth. Some of y'all won't understand that. But listen, let me tell y'all something. I was sitting at home this weekend because I was bored and I ain't had shit else to do after I worked on Saturday 12 hours. And I was tired as fuck, you know. So I went home and thought I'd watch Netflix. How many people been Netflixing this week?
Yes, ma'am.
That motherfucking Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yes!
When I tell y'all, he is a motherfucker. Do you understand what I'm saying? He was confused as a kid. And I can understand why, you know, because his mama took 27 pills a motherfucking day. So those who ain't seen this, y'all better go home and watch it. If not, I can tell you whole motherfucking story. But I'm just going to give you the scenario of this crazy motherfucker. Now, this son of a bitch
Yeah, I said some of them. You heard me. Some of them. SUMMMMMMA. Did you understand that? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Why you interrupting my shit? So this motherfucker, he started out killing motherfucking squirrels and shit. Well, from the beginning to the end, so I started watching this motherfucking shit. This shit crazy as fuck. Now, he wasn't never molested or nothing as a child, but the only thing that influenced him was some wet ass or some wet gushy shit. Whatever the fuck you want to call it, I don't know. I'm a female. I mean, I get wet. I don't, motherfuckers that go in me ain't wet. I just, you know what I'm talking about. Listen what I'm saying though. This crazy motherfucker started killing people, right? At the age of motherfucking 15. He drank about a 24 case of Budweiser. Every time you turn around, he had a six-pack. He went to the store about 6 times a day. I don't know if that 24 was a little bit over, but my math ain't correct. Right now, so we ain't gonna go there. But this motherfucker right here, y'all, what fucked me up is when he fell in love with a black guy. Right. He loved his motherfucker so much he didn't want him to leave him. Then the son of a bitch killed him because he was deaf. He wouldn't have heard him coming in the motherfucker way. I don't give a damn how he got there. He wouldn't have heard a goddamn thing. But he fell in love with this guy because they can communicate a good way. But y'all, I don't even want to eat no motherfucking steak no more. We'll buy none of this shit. Cause the motherfucking heart of that son bitch that he ate made me not even want to eat meat like that no more. Not shaped even in that manner. Cause that shit was nasty. But not only that though, he boiled them and cooked them and put a little seasoning on them, put a little liars on them. Cause y'all like when they really know too much about seasoning, so he put a little liars on them. Liars cure every motherfucking thing. It just ain't some shit liars make good. It's a lot of meat that make liars make good. You can eat possum cool mass. I know that ain't an animal, but you know what I'm talking about. Roadkill, goddamn. You can put all them motherfuckers in the pot and you can goddamn put some liars on it. Taste like you eating a full-blown steak. But I could never eat none of that motherfucker eat. When I go to the bar, I have to watch the motherfucking bartenders to make my shit because you know what? I think they helped his motherfucking ass. He ordered the same drink every motherfucking time and forced you to drink 2 or 3. And when you drunk the third one, that's when the drugs went in. Hey, did you put something in here? I just want to make sure that if a motherfucker rape me or take me to the house, make sure they turn my body over to my people here. I don't want to be thrown across the land like everybody else was. So, how about people doing tonight? Y'all doing good? Hey, do any of you white people suck dick? Hold on now, I thought you was a lesbian. You need to make up your motherfucking mind so you get your ass beat up in here. I don't want to hear that. You don't know if you a lesbian, if you want to suck dick. I'm confused. You can't do both. You can? So if she can suck the plastic dick, it ain't gonna feel like a real dick. I don't use toys, honey. I'm using full motherfucking manualism. Man, not a machine. Fully loaded. Impacted. Batteries can't do nothing for me because I killed them. Die hard ain't got a motherfucking thing on me. So, for all you want to suck dick, I suck dick too. Y'all didn't know I was a dick sucking teacher. Teacher? You want me to teach you, Monty? Ah, you know that's some real shit right there when you come out like that. You want me to teach you how to suck dick, Monty? You ready? Tell the truth now. Listen here. You with them 2 legs on your chest, don't do that, baby. Cause right here, this ain't what you ready for. I'm gonna ball them short legs up and them long legs and that crooked leg on top of that. You know, the crooked leg. I bet you can't do the stinking leg on that goddamn wheel road. Something. I dare you. I got $2. You got $3.45. Let's do it. Hey, check this out.
But back to the question though. Y'all didn't say anything. I know y'all, a lot of y'all say y'all suck dick, but I teach dick sucking classes on the low. $25 deposit, $25 at the door. You need a session?
I'm a little rusty.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 7 to 8:30. It don't take you that long to learn how to suck on a goddamn banana. You need a refresher? Oh, that's easy. You'll pass the class on the first day. You just got to make sure your throat long enough. You know, when you've been eating pussy for a long time, your shit tend to shrink in the process. So when you get to sucking dick, you have to make sure you elevate and stretch some shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do that, it ain't gonna work out for you. But you gotta keep moving your neck around and doing a hula hoop and shit like that. You know, make sure you stretch out your muscles and get your shit right when you do it. So now, you ready for the class or no?
I used to do it for money, so I guess.
Hey, okay, well, I'll talk to you after the show, man. So she's gonna turn back into fucking men again. We can get it that way. Hey, so I enjoyed all y'all tonight. But you know, I'm really about to fuck Monty ass up. But we gonna let him fly tonight, because you know this only once a month type shit. So we gonna let him roll tonight. My name is Sean, and I'm out this bitch. Hey, you know my fucking dick. Who gonna sit in line? No, I'm too sensitive. Hey, up. You doing good? You doing good? Hey, everybody doing good? Keep going. One more time. You doing good? Hey. You shut up.
I'm so sorry, brother.
Front row tickets. Hey, another feedback please. Y'all ready? I've been on this girl for like 15 years, y'all. I love this girl to death. Put your hands together for Justin Carter. Come on over, Justin. Hey y'all, how's it going? How y'all doing? Whew. Yeah, mommy, there's way too many women on this show, man. I can tell. So some of the men in here are like, I don't even listen to my wife and girlfriend talk this much. Jesus Christ, too many damn women on this show. No, but give it up for all the awesome comics you've seen so far tonight. They're fantastic. They're wonderful. Give it up for Rusty Nail. Yeah, this is one of the spots I started doing comedy at too, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. I don't know, do they do trivia here? Do they do trivia night here? I love trivia. Do y'all like trivia? I do too. Here's an interesting fact. I read recently that if you eat 85 full-size Hershey bars consecutively, it will kill you. It is literally death by chocolate. Yep. And now comes the time where I confess to you that I have come dangerously close to death many times in my life. I also read recently that if you drink 13 shots of alcohol, 13 shots will kill the average person. When I read that statistic, I thought to myself, 13? That's all? You know, sometimes 13 shots is just like a Tuesday for me. You know? But I've decided to be an adult and cut myself off at 12 shots. 12 shot Tuesdays from now on, y'all. That's it. I'm done. Much like Hallie, I am also a cougar now. Woo! Cougar, not much has changed there. Except I got to get used to banging college students on futons again. And I thought I was done with that shit 20 years ago. I can't do the same moves I used to do because I got a little arthritis in my shoulder now. You know? And I definitely can't spend the night on a futon. Oh no. I'll say, look man, this has been fun and all, but I got a Tempur-Pedic at home. And my L5 is all fucked up. Literally blew my back out. I gotta go home. Where my people in relationships out here? Anybody? They're married, they're here, their girlfriend, y'all in a relationship. That's good. I'm not good at relationships. I'm actually divorced, and I've been in a couple long-term relationships. I am not good at relationships, y'all. To me, a relationship is exactly like eating a crawfish, okay? It's a shitload of work for hardly any reward. You know, have you ever sat down to eat a bowl of crawfish and you're all excited? And, oh, it's going to be great. And then an hour later after eating crawfish, you realize you've only eaten maybe a gram of meat. And you think to yourself, wow, this was a complete waste of my time. That's how my relationships have been. So now I just treat men like a crawfish. I just suck the head and throw them out. That's it. I was wondering if I should stick to dirty or clean material here. I think I know which way to go. No, but I also have been working on my fitness, and last year I got a little bit of bad news at the doctor, but I'm okay now. I just want to go ahead and tell it to you now. I'm okay. But last year I went to the doctor, got my blood tested, and I officially had diabetes. I had the beatus. But I reversed it. I lost a little bit of weight, and I reversed it. So I was happy about that. Thank you. Appreciate it. But I knew it was coming. Because everybody in my family has diabetes. Diabetes runs in my family because nobody runs in my family. That's it. My grandma had diabetes. My mother has diabetes. My sister has diabetes. Basically, the Carter family tree is just built out of old insulin needles, y'all. Our family motto is, if you can't beat us, join us. We'll teach you how to beat us real good. Our family song is, we got the beaters, we got the beaters, we got the beaters. Yes, we all got the beaters. It's Tennessee, we have to have the beaters. But I do try to exercise, and one of my best friends is a personal trainer. And he's always trying to sell me like on the latest exercise trend, you know. Like a few years ago, when the insanity diet and workout was real popular and the beach body workout, he would call me up and he'd say, hey Jessica, have you tried that beach body workout? Check out that beach body workout. You need to do that beach body workout. And finally I said, no man, I'm good. I already practiced what I call the swamp body workout. Yeah, I just kind of lay around, pretty stagnant. I got a bunch of shit growing all over me. And every once in a while, I'll let a crazy redneck just dive on in there. Yeah! Woo! That is the swamp body workout. I'm a big fan of that. Oh, but another true story. After I lost a few pounds, I went to Opera Mills Mall, y'all, and I was wearing a pair of pants that were a little too big for me. I thought, oh, this is fine. I can wear these pants one more time. Y'all, I was walking into Opera Mills and my pants fell down to the ground. I was literally standing there like, pants on the ground, pants on the ground, looking like a fool with my pants on the ground. But my first thought was like, oh shit, I need to pull my pants up. My first thought was, oh shit, did I wear my good panties today? Yeah, because y'all ladies know what I'm talking about. Gentlemen, I hate to break it to you, but every woman in here, we only own 2 good pairs of panties. That's it. The rest of our panties, they look like freaking extras on The Walking Dead. They got open sores and viruses. And when you take them off at night, you got to shoot them in the head. That's it. There's some shit that OxyClean does not get out. They don't get out the zombie. They get out the zombie. So, yeah, Sean was talking about Dahmer earlier. Have you ever watched Dahmer? Yeah, that story is crazy. I haven't watched it yet, but I like serial killer stuff. Like, I've kept up with it over the years and everything. But did you know if you go to Milwaukee, you can take a Jeffrey Dahmer tour? Isn't that fucked up? Yeah, I love that Milwaukee's like, all we have is beer and Jeffrey Dahmer. That's it. We're going to build a whole tourism industry behind that. That's all they have up there. And now, like, I've never wanted to go. I don't want to go to Milwaukee, y'all. I don't want to go to Milwaukee if someone held a damn gun to my head and said, you got to go to Milwaukee. I'd only go there for that. Maybe eat some cheese and do the Jeffrey Dahmer tour. That's it. But I hate being an adult, y'all. I do. Clap it up if you hate being an adult. I realized I was an adult last year. One of my best friends, she gave me, for my birthday, she gave me a hit of acid. Yeah, I know, right? And it is still in my freezer. Because I haven't had time to do it. Because when you're an adult, you have to plan an acid trip just like any other trip. You got to ask time off work. You got to get your PTO approved. You got to hope Brenda and HR doesn't ask you, where are you going on your trip? Well, I don't know, Brenda, but you can ask my spirit guide, Cheryl. She's in the corner. Where are you going, Cheryl? Oh, we are going to the infinite void of space and time. That's it. Well, it's a lot cheaper than Disney. So that's where I'm going on my trip. And I don't know why, really, I put the acid in my freezer. I just heard years ago, like, someone gives you hit acid and you can't do it. You put it in your freezer to keep it fresh. I don't know about y'all, but I don't know if my palate is sophisticated enough to know the difference between fresh or never frozen acid. That was never part of the conversation when I used to buy acid in the parking lot at Fish concerts from a dude named Poodle. I never went up to Poodle and said, excuse me, Poodle, is this acid that's never been frozen? Is it gluten-free acid? Is it farm-to-table acid? No, that conversation never happened because after the first question, Peter would have stabbed me and stolen my money. That's it. Well, but I used to get acid literally. I would go to Fish concerts to just buy acid in the parking lot and leave. I never went to a Fish concert. And then I would go do acid where you're supposed to do acid, at church. Hey, if I'm doing a Schedule 1 job, I want a spiritual experience. I want my third eye open. I want to have a good time. And it usually worked out, except one time I did get asked to leave church after dancing with my glow sticks in front of the choir. I don't know if y'all have ever heard the beat drop on Amazing Grace, but it is amazing. It is amazing. But I actually can't do acid and shrooms and stuff as much as I used to when I was younger. I'm an aging club kid. I'm an aging raver. I used to go to clubs and raves all the time. I love dance music. Even while I'm talking to y'all right now, all I hear in my head is and sometimes a lady will float in there, she'll sing something like, why did you leave me? Why did you leave me? That's it. I love being an aging raver, aging club kid, though, because I know one day my grandkids will ask me something, like, Grandma, how did you meet Grandpa? Well, I met your grandfather at Illumination 1999. He was on ecstasy, and I was on acid. He asked me to sniff poppers in the back seat of his Ford Escort. Next thing I knew, we was a courting. Okay, Grandma has to go make a glow stick cozy now. Why did you leave me? Why did you? And that is the type of grandma I'm going to be. That's it. I have a hard time staying motivated. I have a hard time saying, I have a hard time staying motivated. So I write down motivational phrases on Post-it notes and put them all over my house. I wrote down one recently that we all know, which is no pain, no what? Right, no pain, no gain. And I looked at it and I got to thinking to myself, that is a damn lie. Well, I've never gained anything from pain. The only thing I've ever gained from pain is alcoholism. That's all I've gained from. When I'm in emotional pain, I drink. When I'm in physical pain, I drink. The only thing I've gained from pain is the knowledge of every bar in town that has a shot and a beer special. That's it. I know. Do they have a shot and a beer special here? Well, I would like to thank the Rusty Nail for sponsoring my relapse. Rusty Nail is the official sponsor of my relapse. That's it. That's great. But there's another phrase that I don't like, which is go hard or go home. No pain, no gain. Go hard or go home. I get all my motivational phrases come from T-shirts in Daytona Beach. That's it. That's it. Go hard or go home. I don't like that one because that's an unrealistic expectation. You know what I mean? You have to go home at some point. You have to go home. Don't go home to mommy's house. No. Don't go there. Don't go there. But you got to go home. Because I'm pretty sure the harder you go, the less home you have. You know? I think that after we leave the SNL, the first person we met experiencing homelessness would say, you know, I'm so sorry you're going through this. Can you tell me your story? I know for a fact they would say, Jessica, honestly, I went too hard. I went way too hard. Now I can't go home. That's going to be my next merchandise T-shirt. It's going to be, I went too hard. Now I can't go home on a T-shirt. I think people would like that. What's my time, Mommy? I don't know right now. Oh, I got time for like 1 or 2 more. Awesome. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out tonight. This is one I've been working on. So, you know how when you go out on a date with somebody or you're getting to know somebody new, you ask about their astrological sign to see if you're compatible? I have a better method now. I don't ask about astrological signs anymore because I know everything I need to know about a person based on their favorite candy. And with Halloween coming up, I think this is important. You know, like if your favorite candy is Twix, there's 2 in a package, so you're into monogamy. That's okay. But if you like Skittles, you're not ready to commit. You're not ready. You're out here running around tasting the rainbow. You're not ready to commit. If you're into sugar daddies, you're broke. You are broke. If you're into sugar daddies, you're broke. if nerds are your favorite candy, you're a virgin. Hershey Kisses. If Hershey Kisses are your favorite candy, you're a virgin with a little bit of experience. It's a little, like maybe you like butt stuff. That's it. Google clusters are your favorite candy. You are old as hell. You are older than dirt, I gotta say. If you like lemon heads, you're into shitty 90s music. I have so many of these. These are great. These are great. What's your favorite candy? Oh, Three Musketeers. She's into threesomes. Yeah. Woo. Ah, I knew it. So it's the end of the summer, y'all. This is my last one, Monty. It's the end of the summer, which means it's the end of one of my favorite seasons, which is #boats only season. Boats only season. The summertime is boats only season for women because that's the time of year where we holler at, we call, we DM every guy we know who has a boat. So we have a fun place to hang out during the summer. That's it. I don't feel bad about that. I don't. I say, ladies, if he don't have a yacht, don't let him shoot his shots. If all he has is a dinghy, don't touch his thing. Now, if he has a jet ski, you can let him motorboat you. But if he don't have a pontoon, don't let him see your poon. There you go. All right, John, that's the question.
Give it one more time, everybody. I love you, crazy women. All right, so let me. I want to see it with me. Hey, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I heard that. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you so much. Y'all had no idea we were going to go home. This is just crazy. I'm sorry. I'll see y'all next month. So I love y'all. I popped their cherry tonight. So this has been a crazy ass show. I'm glad. Are y'all leaving? I wake up in the morning. Don't worry about it. Hey, get out of my bed. I do it twice. I think that's sneeze wrong. I'm sorry. I got fired. Yeah, turn the volume up. I can't hear nobody. So, yeah, you cool? All right. Are y'all still with me? Say hell yeah. One more time, say hell yeah. Okay, we do a podcast together, me, him, and Sean Cooper. So look up on YouTube every week, every Tuesday, called Sipping and Tripping, all right? What I just say? What's it called? Sipping and Tripping. One more time, what? It's the best podcast you ever meet in your life. We do some nasty shit.
No, just y'all.
Okay, well, you too.
Just y'all.
Look, hey, I'm looking right at you, homie. I love you. Thank you for showing up. This is your first time being here, right? Thank you for this. Justin, you alright? You good? We need guests. Put your hands together for my man, Mr. Comedy Slick Baby. Let him hear it over here. Give it up. Get louder. Oh, Church Linus fan, I heard what y'all been hearing too. Everybody still there? Yeah. Y'all ready to get in with me real quick? Yeah. Y'all can just fucking rush from there. Look, our bet is done now. The bet's over. You dragged me to this wagon motherfucking 50 times. It's over. We're leaving. We're leaving now. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Hey! All the white people in here, I'm feeling real auctiony right now. He never want to buy a nigga. Hey, speaking of boats, well, we could ask us to go on boats. And last boat ride didn't work out too well for us. I don't want enough more boats. Last time we got here on the boat, we got stuck in this son bitch. No, I'm good. And my man, with the long beard, you are funny as shit. You need to come up here one day. With your one leg, you gotta go kick it sometimes. And what is your cool girl? Tell me to sit back down. Y'all come sit back down. Give me a couple of minutes. I swear I won't put you to sleep. Come on, sit back down for a hot second. I got some lesbian jokes. Why don't you walking out? Don't go. It's okay. I got a couple jokes too. How you doing, sweetheart? No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her. See, you pre-waving. Quit doing that. How you doing? You having a good time? You good? All right. You having a good time, bro? How you been? Has your wife beside? How long have you been married?
24 years.
24 years? How long you been sick of her? It's okay, but I'm gonna let her punch you in front of people. Y'all got your back. That's not gonna fucking happen. It's okay. So look, I'm divorced. Give me a round of fucking applause. I got out of yes. I'm divorced. I ain't scared of none of you motherfuckers. Once you come out of the goddamn divorce, after you dance with the devil, you pretty much good. It's like having a car wreck and survive. You look at life different. That's how the fuck I look at life now. It's different. I'm happy that you're able to make 24 years with that person. That's a wonderful thing. I don't want to do that shit. I'm done with that shit. Because at some point, you starting to fake the funk. You get tired of the same meal. What's Tuesday? Macaroni day, macaroni and steak. You know, you get tired. You get in the routine. I don't like routines. And to have the same woman for the rest of your life, to me, is just scary. See, the man right beside you just starting out. How long y'all been together? Over a month? Ah, he's still fresh. He's nice and everything right now. You actually hear what the fuck she has to say right now. Now, you actually, yeah, what time is it? He's trying to get the ass, my band. Good, yeah, I feel you. And dude, okay, Monty, look, if you black nugget, don't be talking during my damn set. That's what y'all not gonna do in here. No, look here. Hey, look, don't be talking to him. You know you can catch worms from old people. Leave him alone. Your vagina's too fresh to be fucking it up right now. Now, since you've been with your woman for a long time, when you were with for a long time, you start to notice things that we didn't know. You ever notice, man, like,
I was with a girl one time and she was waxing her lip, and I didn't know she grew hair right there. But you gotta be a bit. What the fuck? He gonna get the loudest shit at this time of fucking night. That's gonna keep him up alive. Who the fuck does that shit?
That's her wife. A lot of people.
That's her people?
That's her wife.
That's her wife? Tell her to put that shit down. Put it on silent. That's loud as shit. And let me ask you a question. I got a quick thing. I got a quick thing I want to ask. Because you said you're bi, right? Which is selfish as fuck. But besides that, I always want to know. Now I have a question for gays. I have a question for lesbians. I just want to know, if a dick is still involved, why cut us out?
Because we don't want to deal with your bullshit.
Okay, let's get a good man.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I know it is pretty hard. I ain't gonna always go out there, eh? That is pretty much a hard one. But I always wondered that, now like if a dick is still gonna be involved, why the fuck we get cut out?
We want the dick, not the rest of you.
Hits the sale of dildos. And that's fine. That's fine, I get it. I really don't get that shit. But I just want to know, like, when you first are gay, you gotta try something to know that you're gay, right or wrong. You gotta try it. Would you like to be the first woman that a gay man tries? Cause you gotta try to be like, I don't like that shit, you know. So can you imagine being the first woman to get poked by a man in the interview like he's gay? He just, I don't like it, you know. That has gotta be a terrible silver Steve Brewster. Yeah, you know, I don't like that shit. Hey, how y'all doing? There's a comedy show, I know you just came for wings and shit, but we're actually telling jokes in here. You just came for a beer? Oh, the beer. Oh, is it a special kind of beer that we all missing in this movie? Not the out, they're out. Now, sit down, listen to some jokes. Man, you ain't got no beer. Oh, man. Hey, I need to sit in the front table over here? I'm listening to something out of it. Can I see what y'all? I want to hear it too. Dude, you all right. Brooke said, and your voice does not match your body. Like fucking Kermit the Frog. I didn't But you had a good set though, and I love that you play on that. And you used to be a youth pastor? Wow. You never. Nobody got extra blessings. You don't lay hands on nobody. Give it up for the first person over here Catholic and didn't touch no damn body. Isn't this amazing? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm glad that you're doing comedy now. That's a good thing. You can try your voice other ways. Yeah, that's good. Pretty good for you. Congratulations. Yes. I love doing comedy. I love it. For whatever reason that you're here right now, for these next few minutes you're going to forget about your problems until you get back. I'm like a drug. That's what I am. I make you forget about shit for a few minutes. Then once you walk back out the door, you realize, I hate my kids. No, see, if there's some parents in here, parents, you know the one that actually parent too, my man on the phone, parents, yes. And the thing about being a parent these days is you don't know what could possibly happen with you raising your kids. You never know. There's no perfect way of parenting. You like you got a good 401k, your kids they go to good schools. They go to good schools. Now, Julie, and you try your best to be a good dad. How would you feel if you caught your dog out and sucking your dick for crack? Like it happens, you know what I'm saying? It's the good parents. You see doctors raise crackheads. How many of y'all fans that you got his own drugs and they come from good homes? And there's crackheads that raise prominent doctors and things like that. So you never know what's going to happen. So all I have to say is, save that college money first. Because you might end up getting a new vet. It might not be no reason, because you got to know if college is really in her future or his future. The last thing you want to do is waste money for no damn reason. Yeah, I don't know, my kid's stupid as shit. I just found out. Disappointed. But it's true. It's true. I'm gonna throw. Y'all get beer
nuts here so I could sling a couple of Monty because he was just doing too much fucking talking around here doing a guy's show. Yeah, Mark, you got give me some beer nuts or something. Give me a beer nut for a beer nut. I just got to be able to do something about this situation. How you doing here? You doing all right? You've been sitting here chuckling on us the whole time. I appreciate you and your energy. Yes. Got a fat ass too, right? After the show. Okay. Well, I think I can't get it in while I'm up here. I mean, we're all here, we're all grown. You know what I love these days? I love these days that we're so open to a lot of things that we weren't open to back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love how the growth has been going on these days. How we can all start to accept each other for certain things that we wouldn't accept too back in the day. You should understand, y'all led that movement. You're bullies though, but y'all led a good movement. You all better. Anytime something said about the LGBTQ, y'all want to goddamn take a person's job or hurt them or do something like that. That ain't right. Fat people been hearing jokes for a long time. You don't see who starting no goddamn right. If anybody should get into facts, you can't say nothing about y'all. You're sensitive. It's okay, but you're sensitive. Y'all got a lot of people like, y'all are the bullies. And I like bullies. You pick on people. You take jobs. That's why I gotta watch what I say to people. I don't want to get Rusty Nail shit back. You can't touch it? Why not? You can touch it.
The sensitivity makes the sex better.
Oh. I know nothing about that. I'm in an age now, you get to a certain age, sex is not important much no more. When I was younger, when I could jack off me, because I was just only child, so I'm used to playing with myself. So, you can jack off then, and it'd be different. You know what happened to me now, boy, when I jacked off? I quit the middle of it, just said fuck it. Didn't nothing come out, I didn't even get there, I was just like, something, fuck it, maybe next time. You know what age is different. When you're younger, see that man right here been out with his girl a month, he probably still get a how old are you, sir? Sir? Yeah, how old are you, sir, if you don't mind me asking? 45? Fuck, Father, time is not even came to your house yet. 45? Get the fuck out of here. Dude, we all want to know whatever the fuck you're doing. Write that shit down, because 45, get the fuck out of here.
Never married and no kids.
Oh, that'll do it. Now, don't clap. The moment that he knew what he was doing, he sees that this, I'm not doing it. Nope, I'm going to live forever. Then you'll be here to 100 with that one. How old are you, brother? 36? That's what happened when man hit you. You're 36 fucking years old. This is what happened when man hit you. You took your time. You did a good job. See, it is so different when you get older, man. Like I tried a pill one time. Tried a Bible pill. No one told me that the motherfucker could last for 4 to 5 hours. I was through after 30 minutes. I had a dick for 3.5 hours hard for nothing. I was knocking on the phones and shit like, when is this shit going to have to stop? I was knocking on my stomach, like my ass was in the air and shit like, no. Like, there's no instructions to this shit. Like, somebody just gave me this and said, hey, you gonna last long? Hey, man, I got something for you. Just try one of these. You got no little square in the room, people. You know what I'm talking about? Quit acting like I only motherfucker took that shit in. Man, I took that motherfucker. I was 18 again, bro. Oh, shit. That's when I know I'm old. When the dick is up in my mindset, I'm done. Tell him down there, it need to be over with. I ain't got all day for this shit. My body gets tired, man. I don't know what it is now, but that's what comes around with fucking age. What age? Tell them that. Can you still do that crocodile Dundee?
Every chance I get.
Every chance you get, when you do it, every chance you make the attempt. There's a difference. You'll make the attempt. Can you follow through?
I'm a dinosaur.
No shit.
Yeah, I lick a lot of puss, that's it.
You lick a lot? So I guess the strips in the hair, like Sam for the strippers in the beard.
Now that's my type thing.
Yeah, eating pussy is an asshole tickle. I just thought I'd let you know. You have been stimulating 2 pages at one time, brother. You're amazing. That's why your girls keep calling you back.
That's it.
Hey, let me get some love. I'm a head hunter.
Yeah. He ain't gonna wash his hands.
I'm a head hunter.
He gonna push it. Let me get back to the show. That's right past it. Hey, I'm starting, doing comedy stuff. I'm starting to be asked to do a lot of crazy places. I was asked to do a funeral. Oh, man, I killed. Now, Monty, you ain't heard this many laughs since you came up here 6 times. I don't want to hear that from you. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay, black and mild. I'm going to put out blunt. But anyway, all I'm trying to say is, so you ever went to a funeral? What if the pastor actually told the truth about the person lying there? You ever thought about that? You know they always say this Bruce Lee was a great person and all that. What if they just really walked in there and said, he is a human. He did human things. All his baby mamas are out here up front. They done paid all his bills on time. Pretty much a piece of shit of a person. Here lies Monty Hicks. Oh, it's funny because they know your shit. I just had to get there now. Because Monty is a terrible person. But I'm just good shit. It's just jokes, Monty. It's just jokes. No, not really. I'm really telling the truth. Yeah. So you know him like I know him. Yeah. Hey, man bun. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm happy you hurry it up.
Oh, hurry it up. Oh, trust me. You can take your time. Don't worry. Don't rush. Don't do that. All right, babe? Don't come here doing that shit. I love the heckler. Any Titan fans?
I know.
I feel so fucking sorry for y'all. You won the day. Y'all about as hopeful as a Cowboy fan. Every year y'all motherfuckers think y'all going to Super Bowl. Being a Titan fan is like having a white woman with bad credit. I mean, you got one, but, you know. Kind of useless.
Yeah, I know the chick.
You know?
Yeah, I know her.
We're not talking about your ex-wife tonight. We're going to leave that alone. I know how it feels when they get divorced on chest. I feel it. I get it. I'm one of the type of people that night, now, so when you come up in a drug-infested neighborhood, if I'd have drunk, I'd say that I didn't want to do. You know, I never wanted to try crack. Never wanted to do it. Never wanted to do nothing. But see, I didn't want to try crack because I couldn't fix nothing. Like, everybody who's a crackhead, you know, I don't know how to fix like the mechanics. They don't know how to build shit. I didn't know how to build it. I thought I'd be a terrible crackhead. I don't know how to make the money. And I never learned how to fuck with meth enough because I like my teeth. But when I got older, so when I get your old son, I'm trying everything. Fuck it. And the teeth I got probably ain't even mine. And I got by then, I hope I'm established. I've been selling a lot of shit to get cut. He knows me 70 years old, bumming, just to get a hit. You don't want me coming up to you doing that shit. You don't hear from a 70-year-old man, speaking from Greg, man, that ain't gonna do nothing. That's what I'm gonna try later in life. I'm already close to knocking on his door. I might as well do everything else that I want to do. Try something different, leave a little. And ladies, I was taken out on a date. I told you I'm single now. I'm going to talk to you because we're talking. They'll just hear us. You know something? I was not even responding with boats off his shirts on. It's a thrift store shirt. You know the dating now. I don't understand how you women do it. Y'all women have us men take you on these expensive ass dates. And then y'all don't give up. I was treating nice, but you should have seen it. She took me out to eat. It was different for me. Because I'm the one always fitting the bill. So to be the man to be able to get taken out, bought dinner for me. She showed me a nice time. I felt obligated to fuck her.
As I should. But how can we take y'all out? Y'all think this is supposed to be charity work or something? And some of y'all be wanting to go to a lot of high-priced places. And high-priced places, you know what they call backdoor prices. Oh, man, I'm going to teach you something today. And my mom always told me, when somebody take you out and show you a nice time, you show them you're appreciative. But you take it to these high restaurants and stuff like that called backdoor prices. And let me tell you what's funny, Bert. Backdoor prices is when I don't pay so much to take you out. I'm fucking you in the ass when we get home. No, don't do that shit. You should have said that before you start ordering truffles or your macaroni and shit. No. Because this shit's getting out of hand now. The prices are ridiculous. And even as married, though, you can pull that too. Not just on your birthday. Spend on damn $250 on a motherfucking meal and you think we going home, I'm dropping you off? Man. You better call this in the stable. You'll end up in my fucking trunk. I'm not planning doing that shit. These days is different. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her taking up handicapped spaces for nothing. Oh man. Yeah, but what I'm saying is the world and women, ladies, when I hear y'all say, when a man asks you, what do you bring to the table, what do you tell him?
Head, and more head.
That's good for me. Okay. No. These days, when I hear a woman, you ever heard a woman say, when you ask them about, and they be like, what do you bring to the table? I am the table. No. No. His 401k don't meet up with you cooking and shit. That's not the same. Oh, he keeps a clean house. Oh, you're really saving him $300 a month and you're supposed to do everything? No, they don't work like that. You can hire your maid, they keep the house clean. And she'll shut up. And you can have a woman cook for you. They can Uber eat you every day. Simple. So my whole point is, what do you actually bring to the table, ladies? I mean, I just want to know, this is kind of more of a question there because I'm not sick of hearing it. So what does a good woman bring to the table? For you, I've never met a woman want to give a man her money. Someone is taking Oprah out on dinner knowing that she's a fucking billionaire trying to prove some shit. So I ain't never met a woman that want to spend all money. You want to spend your money? You want to spend your money? You want to spend your money?
If I'm, so they can actually help me out emotionally and do stuff for me.
Emotionally. So you are so sweet.
I'll get me a house husband.
You married?
Give me a house husband. I'm divorced.
No, you need to be fucking married because the way you look at shit now is because you're divorced. Told you, divorce makes you look at things different. Because now you're married to a good person. I hate to say how you was when you was married. They kind of bring out the worst for you sometimes. You're real nice now. And I'm glad the way you look at things. But it's not always like that. A lot of women these days think pussy and cooking and cleaning is enough to bring to a relationship, and it's not. Emotional stability. I'm more emotional stability than you're not here. When are you most happy? You're fresh. When are you most happy? When she's gone. When she goes to the store. When she goes shopping. You love these at me time, don't you? You want to know why you can't get motherfuckers you knocked off 3 times by the time you get home. That's when he's most happy. When we get older, we like peace. You look like freaking Marilyn Monroe. How you doing? You look fucking gorgeous back there. I'm just upset that you got that damn dressed up for what's the mail. That's the part of how you look nice. And look outside driving a red Bentley. Raise your hand at. I've been waiting to see you. Who's outside in a red Bentley? No, there's a red Bentley. It is a red Bentley. Okay, they don't want to raise their hand. You want to stay anonymous? You want to stay anonymous? Okay, I was just going to ask you. You didn't have nowhere else with better people to hang out with when they come to business? If all the good places and good people closed and all, you just come hang out summer with us tonight and rest from there. We appreciate it. Yeah, I hope they might have already left. They're in the back watching the game. Did you bring them? Because you look like you bring all the boys to the yard. Yeah, so what nice and all right and everything. You better fuck a man life for, won't you? Yep. You have a problem walking. They say blinds have more fun. taking men's money. Yeah, that's it. I don't call no damn angel. No. When I was young, I used to get in all kind of things. When I was young, I took karate. You know karate, taekwondo, I remember that? I took it when I was younger. I took martial arts and all that stuff. A friend of mine took the same thing. So he was a red belt, and I was a green belt. So one day, y'all remember back in school with the dances? Everybody remember dances? We used to go to dances every day. Yes, you know. So we went to a dance one time. And when we was in there, you know how you learn some shit, you can't wait to try it. You know, like when you're ready, you know you be ready to jump up and kick and see if it works and all the shit, they practice and shit. So we go to a dance. And in this dance, there was this person that kept bumping my friend. Now he's a red belt, and at this point he's ready to show that he's a red belt. So she done bumped him twice. About the third time, he tells me, I'm about sick of this. This motherfucker do this one more time, take her outside. I said, hey, that's on you, brother. So the third time she bumps him, they go outside. What he didn't know that he was taking out a girl named Moose. Moose was 6'3", wore a hoodie, and she used to eat a notebook paper in class, but he didn't know that. So she goes outside and he's ready to play. Man, fuck that, you come on. And he's doing, you know, little dance, you see him, you gotta bounce around, you gotta make your shit, you know, he's ready. He punches him. His face don't even move. So I thought, I said, I'm out here watching Mr. Buckery. Second time, he says, fuck this, I'm a roundhouse. He jumps up, roundhouse, kicks in the arm. Nothing. By the third time, at this point, he still thinking he's fighting the male. And Swift kicks her in the pussy. So she looks into the eye and says, you want to kick people. This is probably one of the most brutal ass whippings I've ever seen in my life, from a woman to a man. And she whipped his ass so fucking bad, he's looking at me like help. I said, no, you are a red belt. I am a green. I am not getting in the middle of this shit. No, you are. You're in a better belt than me. Teacher, teach. She whooped his ass. Yeah. Sad to say we started track. There's somebody like that one. Well, thank y'all for coming out here to rest of them. We appreciate you. It's very different crowd tonight. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy yourself. Slick baby. Yeah, let's take baby one more time, everybody. Oh shit. Slick as shit right there. Yo, real talk. We do a podcast. So I have to pay this every Tuesday. We get drunk as shit. And then we do comedy. Alright? Oh shit. You know what? Second session twice. Somebody, I'm paying $4. So I got one more comedian and well, $4 more. I don't know. This dude lives here and I love his motherfucking shit. He does some drag queen shit every once in a while. Jessica, you have no idea. People have to go for my man. Lane, come on here, Lane. Let's hear it. Let's hear it for Lane. Go to the bathroom. Take your ass to the bathroom. Take a shit. Let's hear it. Just a white curse. Hi. Hello. Alright. Shit. Okay. Hi, I'm an Aquarius. She was talking about that earlier. I like that stuff. So go home and get hard or whatever she was talking about. So I'm obviously new. I don't know any of y'all except for my friends. So what better way to make friends with the comedians here by making fun of them because I love them already. Well, Shorty left, but I know he needed to sit on dick to see something higher than the bar stool. So also, the new one that I'm gonna not terrify and piss off in jail. Come here real quick. Come here real quick. Come here. Yeah, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Not you. Come here. Come here. Come here. You! Come here! Come here! Well, okay. The funny
this black guy in here because nobody likes Monty, but come here, come here. He said that on the wrong page, but you were talking about Taekwondo. I'm going to take you to a Taekwondo class. I'm going to get you on your knees and you know what is that your girlfriend? Okay, well, because we got women in here with boy names talking about sucking dick, and I'm like, let me tell you how a boy sucks some dick.
Oh, shit. But you ain't better than me.
I charge more. I wouldn't go to Family Dollar. I would not go to the Family Dollar discount. I'm going to charge $150 because, no, it's about the grapefruit technique. You heard about that, right? Check it out on YouTube. It's hot. All right, raise your hand if you like money. That's what a lot of people do. I love him too if his python was bigger, but he also, yeah. Ellen Gay Generous, where you at? Ellen Gay Generous. You want to go shoe shopping? Or do you want to steal it? Because we would need the Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie at Davidson County Jail. Yeah. Bend over, it's a simple way. You know what I'm talking about? No? Okay. Great. Speaking of jail, I applied for a 911 job. Hey, if you have to call 911, I'm literally going to be answering the phone, so cheer me on, please. I just applied for a 911 job, and I scored an interview after I took a test, but I'm just trying to figure out what cop I have to score to actually get the job. Sympathy laugh is my favorite. I mean, he'll probably look at me when I ask him out to dinner and look at me as like the fat Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, yeah, I'll eat your ass, but if you fuck with me, I'm gonna eat your wife's pussy, as long as she's eating what Shorty was talking about, them Twinkies. Them Twinkies? Yeah. We don't have to get into that. But now that I'm done bitching, this is so bad. Oh God, Sean, come here. I want a hug. I want a hug. I want a hug. No, I want a hug. No, I'm the queen, but you're saying here. I want to hug your FIFA. Come here. Give me your FIFA. Come here. What does that stand for? Friendly, Ursula, pussy.
No. Read it right.
Oh, upper fat area that keeps the pussy from getting cold. Use as a headrest. Yeah. I wasn't homeschooled. I wouldn't know. Man, this is so embarrassing. Lesbians? Hey, lesbians. Well, lesbians. Come here. Oh my God. Come to the drag show October 8th here. You have to come here. Come on. Smells like a Long John Silver's now up here that he came up here. You want some tartar sauce?
I like fish.
You like fish? I also like lesbians holding a microphone and walking around like it's the first time they get to quit a hand job. But unfortunately, you were learning the stage, and I was only going to be up here for like a minute and a half because I just wrote jokes down. So, here I am, embarrassed. Yeah. Have a great night. Glad I could be the headliner. Okay, yeah. Monty! Get up and lay one more time, everybody. I love it. Hey, y'all don't know, he does a drag queen show with a beard. I think it's hilarious, but whatever. You do it, dog. So anybody else want to do a comedy show? Yes, Joseph? Nope. Hey, shut. No, you know what? You sit down. So, hey, no, come here. No, come here, for real. Give me 2 minutes. Thank you for, hey, this is your first time showing up. I thank y'all. Thank you. Did we do this? I hope you had a great time. Right? They're not ever coming back. Oh, I love y'all. Be careful, be safe. You want to do a joke? Don't make me look bad. Come on over here. I don't know who he is, but he makes me laugh all the time. Let's do it. One more joke. You ready? What's your name again? His name is Rocky. Give it up for Rocky, everybody. That first people love you.
the first person loves you, though. Ralphie, let's do it, homie.
Got a good start. All right, what's up, guys? All right, I'm gonna attempt some jokes for you guys here. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. See how it goes. Niners are winning. We're doing okay. I grew up Catholic. It wasn't my choice. All right, some claps. Yay. You're not going to like it. So I grew up Catholic, and you would hear the word Catholicism. So, I mean, even though it has the word Catholic in it, I didn't know what it meant as a kid. I never saw it written down. So as an adult... Boo! Yeah. As an adult, I go to see what the word Catholicism is. So I break it down. We have the suffix ism, and then we have Catholic. So basically, it's Latin for like the practice of fucking kids or something like that. Something like that. Yeah. So I used to live in San Francisco, and it was a nice city. It was a beautiful city, but from time to time, like, I would get upset at, like, just the kind of progressive laws they would have there. And, like, one day I was driving. I had expired license, suspended, registration, no insurance. And a cop pulls me over and arrests me, for cultural appropriation. It was fucked up. Yeah. I mean, San Francisco was cool. They had a lot of coffee shops, but every now and then, like, the baristas would ask me, I'd order a black coffee. I'd say, can I have a black coffee? They'd ask me if I want cream in it. Do I want cream in my black coffee? Like, no. My black friends, I don't ask them if they have white ancestors. That's not how it works. Thank you. One coherent person. We'll take it. But no, I guess if I wanted cream in my coffee, I would ask for a Steph Curry if we were going by that logic. Yeah, I did. I also have noticed the relationships that men and women have with each other kind of mirror the relationship they have with cars. Because it's like men, the first thing they notice is like aesthetic, like beauty, design. Like that's just how it works. And like that's why nobody respects a guy in a Prius. It's like, yeah, sure, they're good on gas, they're reliable, but nobody wants to get caught inside one. And that's how Tesla changed the game, though. They changed the game. They appealed to men on all levels, like Tesla, like beautiful, sexy, not dependent on fossil fuels or animals. A Tesla is like a vegan girl who's into sports. All right, okay, guys, we'll get there. But I mean, seriously, like a lot of smart guys, they realize they got to settle down. They go for the Honda. It's dependable. It's reliable. You can't drive a Ferrari to work every day. It's not a daily driver. It's too high maintenance. It's gonna break down, crying. That's how it goes. But yeah, I do notice. So I see a lot of people. I noticed in Tennessee, you don't have to get driver's ed. You just have to show up and not be drunk. I don't know what. I mean, they might even accept drunk drivers, but I notice all the time people they change lanes the same time they turn signal. Yeah, it's like shooting at somebody and yelling duck at the same time. They're like, I told you to duck, man. It doesn't work like that. But yeah, all right, we're just gonna keep going over some thoughts here. I don't know, for whatever reason, I always wanted to just dress up and have you guys ever seen The Matrix? That scene when Neo and Trinity, they get all the guns in their body and they're gonna have a shootout. I always wanted to just strap 39 guns to my body. I don't even need to get in a shootout. I just want to have the cool moment. That's all. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's see. I'm just gonna test if anyone's paying attention. But I'm calling for a cease and desist on premature baby photos on Facebook. I don't know how you guys feel about it. You're like, I love my child, but you're posting your 30-minute-old blue alien on there. I love this little guy. Like, even though his head looks like he got smushed by a gallon of milk, like he's a Wonder Bread, like, are you afraid that if it dies, your friends are going to say Pixar didn't happen? I don't understand. All right, guys. Thanks. I'm Ralphie.
He's wearing a sweatshirt in hot ass weather tonight. So get up to his hot ass sweaty balls. Yes, get up for him. Y'all like sweaty balls? What? Leslie don't like sweaty balls? Alright, the show is really over, but anybody want to do a joke? Is it a not joke? If you do a not, I'm going to take it. Alright, good. So, hey, Ray! Hey, Monty! The fattest woman I know right there. Eat some hamburgers or something. Good Lord. I love you, baby. I don't know why. Walk slow. Ooh, there she goes. Oh, smack. Make my nipples hard. Shit. Anyway, how you doing? You ready? I'm saying, you know, for another lesbian in the face. Go lesbian. Yeah. I don't know your name. Fuck. Get back over here. Oh, what's your name? Oh. Smooth dog.
Okay, I have one joke and it's very bad. Be prepared. It is. Both. Okay, my one joke. When is a door not a door? Is that a funny joke? When is a door not a door? When is a job?
Don't clap for that. Alright, this is it. Y'all, are we...
Ending on a high note.
Way down here. Way down here. You want one?
Yeah.
I'll give you. No, come on. Come on up here.
All right.
Y'all hear another comedy? Comedian? I don't know. They did it for a while. You a comedian? One more time. Do it again. One more time. I didn't get applause like that. Get up and Sean, everybody. Sean!
His name is Sean? Yes! God dog it!
What's going on, Rusty Mayo? Alright! Am I doing one or a set? That's up to you. I don't know. One or a set, folks. Let me hear ya. Two sets. No, I don't have that in me. Do not have that in me. I just turned 53 and I can't do 2 sets without Viagra.
Hang on, I got something.
No, I really don't want to know. I really just...
I need a pen.
Okay, I gotta talk to, is he still here? Grizzly Adams in the back right there. I'm normally a clean comic, but I gotta... Your beer holder right there, with the little doll legs on the bottom. It looks like you're 69ing every time you take a drink. That's just really freaking me out right there. Some of you guys like that way too much. To let you know, my name is Sean Hughes, and I'm probably one of the most different comics that you'll ever meet tonight. When I'm not doing this, I'm a balloon artist. That's what I do for a living. And sometimes I combine the both together and it looks really strange. Like, let me ask you a question. I see some Titans fans in the house and some Ball fans. Let me hear it for the Titans fans today. The Titans fans are not paying attention. All right, I was so sure I was going to get them today. I do comedy at places where they don't know football at all. This is my football 101. Check this out. Regular football,
Tom Brady football right there. Thank you. I was thinking about retiring that joke, but I was like, nah, it's okay. I'll do it again. You know. You're gonna like this, Miss Emily. I'm a father of a daughter who literally just came out and said, Dad. She wrote this joke. She said, Dad, I'm bisexual. And I'm supportive of her. I support her 100% of the way. But she said, Dad, I don't have any bisexual friends. So I'm literally by myself. I don't care what you guys think. That's my daughter right there. She wrote that joke. And I'm going to need help because I'm confused. I'm like the whitest guy up here, just to let you know. It's no longer LGBT. It's LGBTQIA plus sign. And I went to Nashville Public Schools, and that's just way too many letters for me.
Why does you being white not make you able to understand the LGBT?
Because I went to Nashville Public Schools. That should explain everything. And they had to add the plus sign, in my opinion. Because, yes, because if you were somebody who's in a homosexual relationship with a farmer, it would be LGBTQIA-EIEIO. And that's just way too many letters right there. I'm so glad you liked that, Emily. I don't care if anybody else liked that joke. Thank you. I'm old. I need my stuff right there. But I am a father of kids, and it's so neat to see them develop. Like, I have an 11-year-old son, or 12-year-old son. He is so smart. He can solve a 12-sided Rubik's Cube into computers. He's going to be an engineer or something like that. My daughter, she's so creative. She likes music. She likes to paint. She's going to be waiting tables one of these days right there. And I tell her to reach for the stars. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be the stars on that Cracker Barrel apron right there. I'm going to try a new joke right here. Did you hear on the news this past week, Joe Biden has claimed the end of the pandemic? But I think that's the equivalent of telling Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Myers is dead. He is not coming back. Unfortunately, Anthony Fauci came on the news the next day and said, I think we got a sequel coming in late fall, early winter. I hate that guy. I'm going to tell one more joke just because right here. I think I'm just about done with my time, even though Monty doesn't care. You really don't. I love stories about the news. And Joe Biden's been in the news a lot lately because he's been saying stuff that the White House had to come back on. Luckily for Joe, he has a press secretary. And the press secretary says, no. The president didn't mean that when he said this. This is what the president meant. Which makes me think we need a press secretary. So the next time we say something stupid to our ladies, the press secretary can come in and say, no. Your man did not say that your butt looked fat in those jeans. What he meant to say that your butt's a part of a larger economic picture. It's a part of infrastructure. That's what he meant when he said, build back better. That's what he meant right there. My name is Sean T. Hughes. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for giving me a few minutes, Monty.
Oh, I'm fucking kind of laughing. Y'all have a good time? No, you sit down. Y'all have a good time? Where's my DJ? Where's the DJ at? He's here somewhere. You want a DJ? I don't DJ. All right.
Let's stop at one bad habit.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Drew. Put your hands together for everybody who's been in this stage tonight. It's been an awesome time. It's been crazy. It's been hilarious. It's been a train wreck, but I love it anyway, right? Hey, hold your dick in the air. Hold your best thing ever. Hey, you got ketchup. Hold your dick up in the air. I love these and heavies. I love all you bitches. I'm out. One more time. I'm out. Love you. I love y'all. All right, where's the DJ at?
I'll find out in a minute.
10 minutes.
Go do the mic drop and then walk off the stage.
I am not fucking this mic up.
I'll wear your balloon. I got you.